Welcome to some One Piece action. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer and have not subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. Now, technically, that is not a top 5 you want to see because we are bottom decking some cards we would have loved to draw into. So, we have a Yamato strategy. We feel like Yamato, well, you know me, my catchphrase is these leaders are underrated. But we had a strategy with Yamato because we felt like things got way better for Yamato. And breaking the fourth wall here, apparently this build performed really well up front, and these games are actually a lot quicker. So I didn't even speed it up. Like normally I speed up the videos and then I start doing the commentary, but I was just like, what the heck? These matches actually ended this fast. So we'll see. Well, listen, we're seeing what made these matches end so fast. So let me see if I can get away with the thought process behind this deck. So the new Izo gives banish. Onami gives banish, right? So with all that being said, we have 2 cards, so that gives banish 8 altogether, right? Momonosuke can put Izo back onto life, and then if we get Izo back to our hand, we have access to banish again. So double attack banish is very toxic, but that's not all. How do we keep this consistency going? Well, there is the 5-drop Yamato, the classic, the original scary double banish. You know, it's just a card that never really got the shine that it deserved because of board removal. Let's be honest, like back then it didn't take much to take it off the board, and because it was technically understated for a 5-drop, right? But like, man, if people just played it, just if people were stubborn and just played it, I can only imagine how games back then would go. Anyway, what you call it? So yeah, the consistency and the access to double attack banish is really high. Then there's just the double attack itself. So it puts a different layer of pressure. Everybody loves taking the first double attack, but people are just going to refuse to take a double attack banish, right? And then now, what do you call it? You have, let's say you counter out of the first double attack banish attempt, then you're more than likely going to take the double attack hit if there's no banish behind it. And then you have to worry about dealing with another double attack banish. You have to deal with it. And that's toxic. So you're more than likely going to just chuck the cards out your hand, like immediately. So yeah, it just puts the opponent in very uncomfortable situations. Now, we have 5-drop Cat Viper, right? Nekomamushi, because with this leader, you can, rush and then move to Don, and it has counter power, right? So you got a 5-drop that can swing for 8 with counter power. Rush 5-drop that swings. Okay, then you see Straw Sword, right? Obviously, you want to be able to, make sure you can have a clear path to life cards when you have your banish or whatever's going on. So for the most part, Straw Sword works in any matchup, but you can use it in the Blackbeard matchup, and you could just rest what's it called, 10-drop Blackbeard. It's kind of funny, right? It's like the Blackbeard matchup, what's it called? Blackbeard, the 10-drop, shares the name as the leader. Anyway, so yeah, it's like I said, it's performed pretty darn well, and these matches are short. My player submitted like 7 matches, but I was just like, these are all speed runs. Like, what the heck? I'm looking at the time on it. I didn't watch the matches yet. You know me. I like to do the live. Well, this ain't live. Is this live comment? No, this won't count as live comment. Anyway, I like to commentate and see the matches for the first time. So that's just my MO. Yep, there you go. You take, now you're butt booty naked. That Momonosuke is interesting. I feel like for me, it's like a take it or leave it, you know? But here you go. It got a moment to shine. Look at that. Oh, this meta is so top end heavy, man. That's why I'm happy. I'm happy. So far, it's like a lot of our builds. I'm noticing like a lot of games, because I don't know whether it's our build specifically or just whatever the flow of the game, but it's like what you call it, being able to be aggressive in this meta when people play so many bricks is very advantageous. Like, I swear to you, there's probably decks that will catch you by surprise that has an actual chance of winning because of how many bricks people are playing. Bricks are normal in this day and age. Bricks are part of the economy right now. You know, people are truly building houses in the One Piece meta. So if you have an aggro-y deck, a fast aggro-y deck, it could probably legitly work in this meta. This, like I said, it's just the strategy now for One Piece decks is how many 10 drops you can play. You know, it's nuts. So, and it was funny because the last video we uploaded before this one, of course, right? It was an hour-long video, and when I had to like replay the matches in my head and was thinking about how they went, because at first I was like, you know, this seems like you know, a very, very shaky win a little bit. Like, a win's a win, sure, but it was like almost like a nail biter on the ropes type of thing. And I was like, no, wait a minute. I realized something. Arlong by default is an aggro deck, right? In order to access his leader ability, you're swinging. That pressure was a lot for the opponent. So it's only a matter of time before they just have no counter power. So I guess to make my thoughts clearer, you'll see their hand full of cards, but it's like a player of caution sits there. Oh, wow. That's all on me. Sits there and it's like, wow, 5 cards in hand. That, you know, they must have loads of counter power, right? Oh, that's nuts. It is what it is. You know, they must have loads of counter power, right? When in reality, they don't. They've been tapped out. You swung so much for 7 or more. They can't, they couldn't keep up. But it's just, we're so acquainted. Wow, they're down to just 1 life. I think we banished 4 cards. So anyway, we're so acquainted just to assume that when we see a certain amount of cards, that it's like, okay, 2K, 2K, 2K. Like, you know, but in reality, the tempo of the deck burnt their hand of counter power. So that's the nuts thing about One Piece. Information is so strong. Like, if you was able to see your opponent's hand figuratively, these matches would be so different. But anyway, it's just, information is so strong. So yeah, with all that aggro and aggression, we exhausted their counter power, and the matches were more in our favor than we realized. At least what I realized, you know, just watching over the matches. But yeah, I had to think about it again, and I was just like, wow, no, these matches weren't so like what you call it, lucky in a sense per se, you know. I mean, lucky is not the right word, but it was just something quick and easy for me to say. But yeah. So I want y'all to just keep that in mind. There's so much non-counter power in this meta. What the heck? Well, this don't look good at all. I wish we had developed that 5-drop Yamato at some point, because then at least we'll have another character to swing with. How the hell? What was I saying before? Wait, I think I got the idea. Yeah, that Arlong really taught me the state of the meta. It just really taught me the state of the meta. And then, it's just everybody take advantage of it. Keep that in mind. I think if you can make an aggressive deck, or if you can find an older leader that, look at that! Look at that! I was just saying that. That's disgusting, by the way. That's why they discarded that Red Rock with the Luffy ability. I was like, why would you discard a Red Rock? They bounced the Nami, because Nami's counter power, and they used Boa's draw effect. And they discarded Red Rock because they had 2 more in their hand. And like I said, they were in desperate need of counter power. Now that play makes sense. Okay, that made more sense. But yes, a testament to what I was saying. So, okay, so basically anybody out there watching, you probably can find a leader that's pretty good at being aggressive and attack and actually do something in this format. Because of that, because of so much non-counter cards seeing play, that I guess like quick, fast, aggro decks probably have a better chance than we expect until the tempo changes, until everybody starts playing at a different tempo. I think that would surprise a lot of people. I think that would surprise a lot of people. But all right, let's see how this match goes. Especially being a 3-life leader. They get cracked one good time. That's a bit of a detriment. But to take a step back to that Boa. What the heck just happened? I just saw things just go peep. Okay, they trashed it for the ability. To take a step back to what we saw in that Boa match, right? They're a 5-life leader, because that's another thing. Like, there's a lot of leaders that have like that particular strategy to they rely on their life cards to help fix their hand. Oh, that's a sad story. Oh my god. That they just got cracked with 1 banish attempt. I'm actually curious, was it the accidental countering out, or was it just getting hit with banish? They just like, F this. I don't know, but that did just happen. Anyway, so that maybe both, because like, what if they were ready? Because people still counter out, even though they don't have the counter powers, just to kind of show the opponent, and then they quit the game, like they'll concede or whatever, or let the. So I'm wondering, was he basically conceding because he knew he was going to get hit with the double banish and quit because of that? Or did he actually misplay, thought he had the counter power, got hit with double banish and quit because of that? I'm kind of curious. Now, I would say this is arguably a bad matchup for Purple Luffy because, what do you call it? They're drawing their life to ramp, and now you have a double attack leader? That's like two ramp cards right there. That's two Dawn that you're going to lose out on. So yeah, I feel like Purple Luffy is so full. What's happening today? Anyway. Oh, let me just finish that. Some leaders, especially 5-life leaders, rely on their life cards to just kind of fix their hand. So maybe that's another reason they feel so comfortable. I mean, they're playing Boa, right? So they're drawing cards, and they got a 5-life leader. So they probably feel comfortable playing that many bricks because it's like, hey, I'm going to draw into counter power anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. That's my theory. That's going to be my theory. But all right. So they're going to ramp. And it's funny because they're more reliant on their character effects to help them ramp. Oh, right. There's that other. So you've seen it in the earlier games. I just don't know the name of it. But we play Straw Sword, right? But just the same reason why we play Straw Sword, we play that Wano card that gives like a 1k pump and has the chance of resting a 4-drop. So same reason for Straw Sword. It's the same reason as Straw Sword we play that. So at this point, I can't see the Luffy winning. Yeah, double attack already can speed the game up, but double attack and banish. See, this is the reason why these games are going by so fast. And it's funny because I got more. I got more of these games in the vault, so I'll probably save it as a weekend upload. That's usually the goal. But then again, I haven't shown the deck list. Okay, I'll figure it out. Normally, I don't like to repeat unless it's a deck list video. If it's repeating, then I try. But I did do it with Jinbei because I really wanted people to understand Jinbei is better than how we perceive him. Please go look up them Jinbei videos and share that deck, or somebody just tell me what they do at locals with it, because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that deck just deserves a lot more shine. Counter out of that. Well, it doesn't matter. They got one life, so same boat regardless. I mean, of course, they're not going to want to take a 8K swing, so yeah, you probably want to counter out of that. But anyway, it doesn't matter how I really upload. The overall gist of it is I like to upload new leaders during the week and then a repeat leader on the weekend, unless it's like a deck list type of video. It's like, hey, we got the deck list. What? Okay, that's bonkers. No, I something else happened in my head. Okay, I realized what happened. Something else happened in my head. Forget that bonker statement. Attack for 5. Look at all those delicious. Okay, I was like, all those delicious cards in our hand, we can easily counter out. That's what my imagination was telling me. Here's the Hody Jones. Rest. Oh, you could do one apiece. I'll be so mad. Because mind you can still move 2 rested Dawn at that. Yep. Thanks for watching.